Okay, so today, follow up from the last video, what we're going to do is actually clone the ROM WBW firmware, clone the GitHub repository, build it for the platform. I built it yesterday for the SC126, the main board we showed off yesterday. Today I'm going to do it for the SC130. Now I really like the new firmware because it's got pretty cool new menus at the beginning. Shows you what slices there are on the SD card, built-in applications, and so forth. Makes the job a lot easier. So I'm going to be using my Mac today, just because it's a lot more stable, I find. Just because my machine's a bit of a mess. So where do we go? Multipass? I believe multipass is here. There we go. So I want a VM of, let's go 24.04, download the image. So as you can see right here, I've got cool retro term for a nice terminal emulation. Let's go, yes, leave minicom. For now, I don't think I'll use cool retro term. I'll just use main terminal just to show it's, no secret tricks. Find it a bit weird is that instead of using the typical Linux like /dev/tty USB 0 for the FTDI, we're using cu.usb serial with like 8 zeros. macOS is going to be macOS, isn't it? So let's turn color on. I believe everything should be set up as I want it. Hardware flow control, 115.200, 8.10.1, serial device. Click that, screen. I'm sure there's something. I just want to make sure that we've got the correct, proper serial emulation, terminal emulation type. Because I think beforehand I was trying VT52 or VT102, but I want to just do ANSI for best compatibility. I find. Let's clear. Nope. X. Yes. Clear. There we go. Let's see if the VM has come up. Okay, does something. Open a multipass, allow, open shell. Here we go, we've got VM up. So now I want to git clone, probably run up git. Oh, I do. Okay. Walden, I believe. ROM WBW, cloning. There we go. Don't really need that other instance, but okay. And I'll also need to install some like build prerequisites like GCC, other stuff. That can be easily done. Sudo apt install. Actually thinking. Apt install get GCC text info flags Bison build essential sudo bang bang. There we go. Let those install. We should be good to go. Apparently I've got pretty fast internet, so things don't take very long to install. And there we go. Okay, so now cd into a repository. Let's go make, and we'll see it compile. I need to install lib ncurses dev for the ncurses libraries. Not entirely sure what those are explicitly used for in the context of ROM WBW, but it's generally a good library to have installed because a lot of applications use it. And here we go, we're seeing something. So I also need to install srecord, I think. Yes. We should be able to fix that. srec cat not found. Make. We should see it done pretty soon. I'll also need to specify which target we're building for, in this case, be SC130. Very similar to the SC126, but of course, there's no default RTC. The other bits might be different, but on roll it's basically the same. Let's get all of those building. See, barely using quarter of a gig of RAM. Disk space isn't going to be much. Details. So yeah, it's pretty good. Pretty good system, to be fair. I haven't used multipass for Ubuntu VMs for quite a long time. Usually I do use VirtualBox, but I actually lost all my virtual machines because I needed to clear some space. So here, can't really zoom in annoyingly. I'm going to type in SCZ180, which is this one here. The SZ180 is for another Z180 system, but we want to be sure we're going for the SCZ180. And we want SC130 STD. Standard def, yep. Now, one thing I did find is that, so it has built, if we go binaries, it's given us a ROM image, upgrade ROM image, and a bunch of hard drive disk images. One thing I find is that the HD1K combo, it might not have everything you absolutely want for, beginner's CPM device or ROM WBW device. So one thing I like to go is //source, and then let's go nano into, I believe it is, I'm trying to find where it was. Images. Nope. CD images. There we go. So now I want to go. So if we go dev demo.dev example. Okay. So a bunch of these we want to copy over is CPM22. Just make sure that we are combining the disk images for all the applications. So now I want to go disk defs. Okay. And we find, no, it's not disk defs, it is combo.def. There we go. As you can see, so the combo image for ROM WBW has CPM22, ZS-DOS, and ZCOM, not sure what that is, CPM3, ZPM3, and WP, which I believe is WordStar. So if I paste those, we don't need CPM22, got Aztec, Bascomp, Turbo Pascal, Fortran, COBOL, Z80 assembler, and games. So it's going to be a really good basic package here. Let's go and save. Now we can go back to the parent directory, the root directory. Let's go run make again. And we should see, well, we'll ask for the platform again. We just specify SCZ180 and BSC130 standard. That compile shouldn't, thankfully it doesn't, because it's, for embedded devices, it really doesn't take that long to compile at all. Minor bit of waiting, but, no point stopping the video, starting it again and stuff. Maybe in the future. There we go. So we got Cowgirl, 65, literally for every device. It would be ideal if it's possible to specify which platform we're building. I mean, we probably can. I haven't really had a look at the make file or anything, but and we have a issue here. Didn't get this error yesterday at all. Bit of a perplexing moment. Let's go make clean. Just to start off with, I did actually do the same thing in I've got Ubuntu Asahi on here, so I am able to boot directly into a Linux distro, which is really cool for these M1 devices. So now I go make, just to, nope. Let's go back to, I'm gonna go source, images, combo.def. Let's go rid of the Z80 assembler. Don't really need COBOL. I'll bother with Aztec. That should work. Don't know why, because I literally just tried it yesterday. It says no space for devices. I mean, disk usage was going up, as you can see, but so I'm using my Mac, then via HDMI capture, got it to my main desktop over there, running OBS for capturing. And let's see it build. Fingers crossed it should build, because I literally just tried it yesterday. Could be a minor issue because of the virtual machine I'm using, or could be a variety of things really. Have it build in just a minute. Because once it's built, I want to show you actually uploading the ROM firmware image to the device, also burning the SD card image to the SD card and booting up. And really with ROM WBW, you want to make sure that the BIOS image on the ROM matches the version that's in. Okay, so here we go. So we are running out of space by the looks of it. Okay. So how do we go about doing this in a slightly different way? I'll probably create a Ubuntu virtual machine. Let's go Ubuntu 24.04.1 LTS for long-term support. I did try running Ubuntu Asahi on the latest version, but was not happy. And so I don't know where the ARM version is. Okay, that's fine. We'll just have that download. I'll set up a virtual machine along with the build prerequisites because it's a quite long installation process. I'll get back to the video once that's done. So finally got there in the end. It took me quite a bit longer to set up. Instead of using a virtual machine, some issues with 25.10, typical for ARM64. Rebooted into Asahi Ubuntu, which I know for certain works. As you can see, Apple MacBook Air, M1 2020, so we are on ARM64. So if I go, let's go ROM WBW, if I go source, images, and then nano combo.define. As you can see, we've got base compiler, basic, I assume, Z80 assembler, COBOL, Fortran, Turbo Pascal, games, WordStar, ZBM, CPM, NZCOM, ZSDOS, and CPM22. So now if I go into a root directory and run make, thankfully, because this PC is actually a lot more powerful, should speed up a bit faster. Actually, I want to see if I can actually do parallel build. Probably not. So I don't know. Okay, so it's clearly not very happy. Make clean. Did I do make clean? Yeah. There we go. Just let it clean all the source and binaries and stuff. There we go. Run make. Now, I haven't done a git pull since I cloned a repository yesterday, and I have compiled it before, so it should be working. Let's just see now. As you can hear the, anytime there's a notification or something. Let it compile. It should work, because I've not done anything different to yesterday. It's got the same build prerequisites, similar version 24.04, and we shall see. in just a minute. It should ask what platform we want, just like before. Of course, it's going to compile pretty much every app, every bit of firmware, BIOS, every executable more or less. And we should see it in just a second. Now this will be quite interesting because I'm SSH'd into my MacBook, but then the SC currently got the 126 plugged in via serial, but we'll be switching to the SC130. So there's two ways to get to the, I could just connect it via USB directly to my PC, but let's do it this way. Just see all the ROM images been compiled. Yeah, it even works on the MSX too. Think of the original MSX as well. Be a really cool platform to have, but bloody expensive. As you can see, let it compile. ZS-DOS, yep. There we go. So we want the SCZ180, this one, but we want the SC130 standard. There we go. And it did compile. So if I go binary, as you can see, we've got the ROM images, SCZ180.ROM, COM, and update. I think the .com could run a BIOS, I don't exactly know how it works. But where we want is the HD1K combo.img. Now, if we go, well, for example, let's minicom into the SC126 just to show how it is. Press reset on the board itself. Should see the output in just a sec. So yeah, build date, I just built it yesterday on the 13th. Latest development version, if I go 4. So you've got same CBIOS. Don't know what CBIOS is. I imagine HBIOS is, it tells me, hardware BIOS. CPM, probably CPM BIOS. I don't exactly know. Not much new here. But if I go, so yeah, you can now reboot as well. Go help. So we do have a bit of a new thing when it comes to helps. Yeah, you can boot from a specific slice or disk. Device inventory, slice inventory, you can configure ROM BW, so print. So it doesn't currently have any config because I don't have a NV RAM at all. Not that I really need one right now, but it might be an option later on. Let's go Z system. See what ZS-DOS. Pretty similar. Warm reboot, so you can cold reboot and warm reboot. Reboot directly from there. So let's see. I want to go. Let's go here, and then let's see how much space we have free. Okay. I wanna. What ROM images do we currently have? We have the SC126. So I want to push the SC130 ROM to itself. SC130.ROM. Send files, X modem. Go to ROM WBW. Here we go. Nope. Go to ROM WBW / binary. Must be binaries. Okay. Not to worry. Go ROM BW. Tag. So I've only tagged one there. Okay. I'm trying to remember exactly how to do this. Let's start a new terminal shell. I'll go SSH into my MacBook. ROM WBW binary, so it's binary, and we want HD, no, the ROM image, so SZ180.ROM. Okay, paste that into there, /home, /around, /ROM WBW, /binary, /. So it should be sending now, because I do have hardware flow control enabled, I believe. Learned that from last time. Is it going to be sending? I don't know. Clearly not. So yeah, things can be a bit temperamental, as you can see. Let's go XM. First, make sure I do have. Let's change that to ANSI. And configure Minicom serial port. Yep, hardware flow control 8N1, that's fine. Let's go exit. XMRA SC130.ROM. Send file via X modem. Binary. Tag. Binary. Go SD-ROM. Okay. Don't understand why it's not sending. There we go. Should be sending very soon. Yep, I see the FTDI going. There we go. So it is 512 kilobytes running over 115200 board. So it will take a little while, but it'll be good to go in just a second. What I'll do now is stop recording and start it back up once we're done. There we go. So it's transferred. Press any key. Press enter. I want to check the ROM images. Yep. Let's go SC130.ROM just to be sure. 512K. Nice one. So thankfully the hard drive, well, the disk image for both machines is identical to HD1K. I think it's basically identical across the, well, just to be sure. Yeah, I think they basically use the same disk images across the ROM WBW devices because they all share, similar architectures, basically the same firmware, just slight differences when it comes to the machine. So what I will do now is unplug the FTDI and the SD card slot and plug in the SD card into the SC130. Okay. Plug in the FTDI and then exit. Yeah. So we've got the former build date of. Let me hit reset one more time. Sometimes hot plugging it, you don't get the immediate images, immediate messages rather. So yeah, 2025, 21st of May. So we're currently using the older ROM image. And as you can see, run alp. It doesn't give a full, information. For example, if I go, let's boot slice 4 as we did before, CPM 2.2, and as you can see, we do have an HBIOS CBIOS version mismatch because we're using the old firmware but a newer CPM distro. So now if I go .ROM, same SD card, so we've got both ROM images. I do want to make sure, yes, I do have a write protect flash disabled. So I can go flash write SC130.ROM. And yep, we're writing. Thankfully it just doesn't take too long. And I think because it kind of does it by incremental flashes, flash writes, it doesn't overwrite the entire 128 sectors. I think it might only flash 30 odd, whereas when I jumped, for several years from like 2023 to 2025, add about 92 sectors. So yeah, we only programmed 33 other sectors, so not a lot actually had to be changed. Just do a quick verification. Verify. This bit's just reading, so it takes quite a bit shorter. 96, 900. There we go. So now I should be able to go. Now if I try reboot, it'll complain about HBIOS version. So I have to do a full cold reboot by pressing the reset button. And we should get, yep, just saw it then. So 26, 14th, so that is today. So we are using a current up-to-date version. Now, as you can see, the difference is, you know, we can see the actual slices, device inventory. As you can see, I've only got an SD card, the ROM and RAM disk, and 2 serial ports. I think that's 2 serial ports? Yeah, 2 serial ports. That's pretty good. So now if we go see the slices, as you can see, we've got CPM 2.2, ZS-DOS 1.1, ZCOM, CPM3, ZPM3, word processing, password WP. I knew it wasn't word perfect because I don't think that ran on CPM as WordStar. Games, Turbo Pascal, so if I go 4.6, uses ZS-DOS by default. We've got Zork, Sargon, Microsoft Adventure? No. Let's try, is it MBasic? Star Wars. No, star.com. I believe that's Star Wars. 0. Star Trek, yep. Original. Yes. It'll look a lot better on a, you know, VT52, BT102, BT520, whatever numbers digital or deck could pull out their ass. So yeah, repeat last range bearing. I've not actually played this or taken too long to do it. Zoom in again. Clear, clear. Yeah, there's no clear. You don't really get terminal specific commands. I'm sure there is one, but I don't really know. Zork 1. We're beaten into Zork. Open mailbox. Read leaflet. Welcome to Zork. You can just go quit. Yes. Now one thing I want to do is show off WordStar. Really cool. Reboot. Cold reboot. There we go. Help. And then I want to go slices. Let's go 4.5. As you can see. Let's go WordStar. Anti-standard. Yep. So I could say open a document. Example.txt is that one? Nope. I want sample 0. Nope. Sample1.doc. As you can see, very basic word processor. I say basic, it's not basic. WordStar, you know, is industry leading. Let's go save that. Quit without saving, yes. Exit WordStar. Now we don't actually have. Let's go statistics. Okay. So one thing I do want to push over is a really cool piece of software I found. It's called the T text editor. Let me just see if I can build a, well, see if I can hunt down the actual executable. Bear with me a sec. Start recording, okay. tnc.com. By a guy called Miguel, can't remember his name. There we go, Miguel Vies. So the specific one we want is tnc.com, so we have a built-in escape sequences. Let's go raw, copy link. then I want to wget tnc.com. Okay, so now I can go xmr tnc.com. Nope. Need to specify the drive. tnc.com. Because it's on the D drive. Okay, so I go xmr tnc.com. Okay, so I want to go send a file via xmodem tnc.com. Okay, 150 blocks, so it shouldn't take too long at all. It's not going to be, 512 kilobytes. Pretty sure it isn't. How big is it actually? 18 kilobytes, so yeah, it's tiny. Transfer complete. There we go. Now if we go tnc.com, got a nice proper text editor. Something a bit more similar to what we used to these days. Just going about, yeah, no, 20th November 2021, configure for NZ terminal. Let's go open sample1.doc. Yeah, because there are a few legal characters, of course. So yeah, it's going to look quite a bit different. Exit. What do we have? tnc.com. Let's go hi accept.txt. tnc hi accept. And it just reads it just fine. Reading file. Give it a second. So yeah, it's just I believe it's hyphenation exceptions or something. So words that shouldn't be hyphenated, like offhand, eggnog, psalmist, luncheon, that sort of thing. And this is going to take a while because it's 357 lines, isn't it? Yeah, I think the maximum you can do is actually... Oh, okay. Big file. Okay, so it's not too crazy. I want to create a file yourself. Let's go. Hello. This is a sample text document written using the ANSI version of the T text editor running on CPM 2.2. I think we're in ZS-DOS actually, but it's compatible enough. On a SC130 single board computer. Go save, example.txt, writing file, exit. So now if I type example.txt, there we go. So it's pretty cool. Add. Yeah, we don't have a normal text editor like from Unix, the add editor. Word count, for example, if I do example.txt, 27 words, which looks about right. So there we go. We've successfully built the firmware. I say successfully, relatively successfully. We've built the firmware, built the hard disk image, which I've actually already copied over to the SD card, but I'll show you that how we can easily flash it. I want to unplug the FTDI, plug in the micro SD card into SD card adapter, like so. Go sudo fdisk l csdb. There we go. So I want to go, sudo dd f equals slash hd1k combo image. Output is slash sdb. Tell you what, first I'll blank it out. 0 equals sdb. Status equals progress. Some other stuff I go for. Block size equals 4 megabytes. Count, let's do 99999. That should have copied everything just fine now. Okay. So now I can go sudo run binaries killall dd or sudo. Slight difficulties because it's not a very. Actually, what I'll do is unplug the SD card. Have a disk IO error. Yep. Should have it back. Yes, SDB, and it's blanked out now. So I can go. Let's get rid of these. I want hd1k combo.img. Should copy those over. It's only like a 50 megabyte file. Provided it works. Let's go. That's la sd1k combo. 97 megabytes. There we go. Okay. So now I can eject. Because it's not mounted, you should be able to just, cleanly eject the SD card. Best thing, of course, is I use the conv equals sync because I believe that does actually sync. It flushes any buffers directly to the block device, so shouldn't be any errors that way. Now, if I go, let's plug in the FTDI again. We plugged the SD card back into the device. USB port, where are you? There we go. So now I should be able to go lsusb/dev tty usb lsusb. Okay. Oh no, it's only if we go tty usb 0. Okay. So now I can load up Minicom again. Let's go exit. Let's go see the slices. So we've got Microsoft Basic, SLRZ80ASM, COBOL, Fortran. It's Fortran, don't know why it says Fortra. Turbo Pascal games. Let's go 4.6. Yep, let's go Monster. It usually is a copy of Microsoft Basic, but I have no idea where it is. Basic. Okay, so it's let's go back to the A drive. Let's go D M Basic, and we'll try out Star Wars.bas. Yep, that's pretty cool. Oh, so this is the actual game. Okay. Full instructions. Code of an X-Wing fighter by the Rebel Alliance. You are a member of the Rebel Alliance and a traitor. Guards, take him away. So I don't know how to do that. System. Yeah. Can also try mbasic monster.base. See, it's clearly 8-bit because I think for signed integer that's basically the maximum amount. Like 32767, I believe, is half of 6535 or whatever. The maximum number that can be stored in an 8-bit value. I know it's 255 is an 8-bit value. Anyway, interesting to see how like architecture limitations and constraints, affect the execution of programs and how programs are written. Let's go 69. Nice. So it's a bit weird. Like, don't know what that's about. Our direction north. What's we found here? South. West. Let's go 90. I've no idea how to play this game. I've never played it. Beat the monster. Hey. Let's go system. So you go with basics. Reboot. Let's do a warm reboot. So it just jumps back to the reset vector, thankfully. I believe that's how it works anyway. Play game. So yeah, because we're in... Oh, we're not. It's weird. Terminal A. There we go. So yeah, we've got actual color support via escape sequences. And I've no idea, as I said in the last video, I've no idea how to play this game, so I just literally press WAS and D randomly, get the points. No clue how to play the game. Let's go slices. Let's try 4.4. Look a bit different. Yeah, so you've got 60k transient program area. Well, it's quite a bit different actually. Whew. So you've got your read-write attributes, name. It's pretty cool. Let's try reboot. Reboot. Do one reboot. Slices. Let's try. So we did 4.3. Yeah, it has a 60k transient program area. I don't know if that's because we're in CPM3 versus, you know, cold reboot. Let's go 4 for CPM 2.2. So it's probably a free CPM3 edition where you can have a bigger transient program area, but CPM 2.2 just has 54k, which is plenty. You know, like, I don't know if Bill Gates said, you know, if 640k is plenty for everyone, but it clearly wasn't the case. But with CPM, 54k as a TPA is relatively alright. Yeah, it's basically exactly the same as you'd expect it. I've no idea. 20 plus. No idea what program this is. System exit. So download, so you could like transfer whatever. CPM, is that Kermit? It's Kermit. Hey. Lot slower because I have to go through, you know, various things. God. Anyway, I think we've pretty much covered it for this video. You know, we've updated the firmware, checked out new applications, new features, we've flashed it, written the SD card, and we'll have a quick go. F-Disk 80, I believe, so you can actually format, you know, an SD card or whatever. 5, no, forget it, restart, there we go. So yeah, I think covered everything. Thanks for watching, and make sure you stay tuned for more. See you later, next time.